guys, and welcome back here to the Dev Realm, and today we are starting a brand new series. In the series of today, we're going to be working with puzzles. So we're going to be creating doors, levers, keys and objects that we can interact in the world, so we can actually create any kind of puzzles. So I'm going to be working in a way where you're still going to be able to apply this to your own project, so you're still going to be able to migrate this to your own project, so it's going to be easy for us to in the future, if you want to use it for your games, that's completely fine. So the first thing we're going to do here is that, if you notice, I'm going to start my tutorial on the version 5.2. I know the Unreal Engine has just released a new version 5, but at the moment it's in the preview, so I don't really want to use the preview at the moment, so I'm just going to keep using 5.2. But if you have a future version, it's going to be the same process, so don't worry about it. So what we're going to be doing here is that we are going to be searching for an asset here called hour of code. If you don't have this one here, don't worry, just go to your marketplace here, and in the marketplace we're gonna be searching for this. So if you go back on the search here, hour of code, and the reason why we're using this is because it's an asset that comes with some levers and some assets that we can use. This originally has been released a couple of some time ago, but it will work just as fine with our project because we want to use the assets and have some character movements and things like this. One thing here that is very important to highlight, that this still use old Unreal Engine's input system. So if you want to make a proper game, you're gonna have to migrate to the new system, but this should not affect our logic and process. Right? So once you install this, just go ahead and press create project. Just type the project name. Don't worry about the version, that's fine. What we're gonna do here, once you create a complete project, on my case I call puzzle time, so I am just gonna go ahead here and open up the puzzle time. I'm going to select 5.2, which is my latest version. If we have 5.3 or 5.1, doesn't matter, should be the same process. So let's start this project. So once this project starts, I will resume the video. Alright guys, so yeah, I'm back here, and the first thing you're going to notice is that the project has boot up, and just give some time so your projects can compile all the shaders. So in my case, here's everything ready to go, and if you press play, you're gonna see now that we have a default character that we can use to play our game. So this is gonna be our hero for this journey. We're gonna be using this little guy here to create levers and all those kind of stuff to interact with puzzles. And yeah, we're gonna be creating platforms, levers, doors, keys and all that. We're gonna create all the puzzle logic that we can find to progress with the series. Right, so first thing I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna set up so I can play on my current location, and I create a new window because I prefer to open up a new window here when I'm playing. That's okay. And the next thing I'm gonna do here is just that I'm going to add my content browser back here because I prefer to have the layout like this. Right, cool. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to create a folder where I'm going to store all my logic for this series. So I'm going to right click here, I'm going to create dash, I'm going to call this folder main, right? Just so it stays here in front of everything else. And you could actually, let's go here, puzzle, yeah, just call dash puzzle, sure, why not? Right, so the things that we want to do here is we want to make sure that we can create some kind of a component so the player can interact with. And what I mean with this is that I want to attach these components to my player controller so my player can actually interact with objects. So when I go close, like when I get near to an object that I can interact with, that object can say, oh, okay, you have this controller or you have this component. So I am going to add myself as a reference to you so you can use it in the game. I know it may be a very complicated topic if you don't know or if you just start with game development, but we're going to be covering everything here. All right, so we're going to keep using the same level. We're not going to change anything. I think this is fine. So yeah, nice. So what we're going to do here on the puzzle, I'm going to create a new folder and I'm going to call this blueprints. Right? And whoa, blueprints. Cool, so what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna right click and I'm gonna create a new blueprint class, and I am gonna create an actor component because I can attach this actor to my controller, because remember, we want to make sure that our player controller can handle all that stuff, right? So we're gonna create this plugin, and I'm gonna call BPC, let's call master puzzle or something like this, just so we know is something that we have created here. Right, now the next thing that we need to do is to set up our player controller, right? So I'm gonna go back in here, I'm gonna create a new folder, and I'm gonna call game mode, right? And inside the game mode, we're gonna do all that thing that we've done a couple of times in my previous tutorials, which is gonna create a new game mode and a new player controller. So don't like, we're gonna do this because we're not gonna do anything specific in the controller, but it's gonna be a bridge between, you know, there's gonna be the glue that's gonna get the puzzle together with the controller. But we guys are gonna see as we go through. Right. So let's create here a new game mode, and let's call GM, and let's call puzzle time or something. And you know what? Let's just rename our components here. Instead of master puzzle, let's call puzzle time. Sure. Puzzle time. Just so it's fun. Better name. Right, so controller again. And let's call BP again. And this is going to be puzzle time controller. Right? Cool. Nice. So the thing we're going to do here is I want to create a level that I can test, right? So I want to kind of duplicate this level, so I don't want to mess up with this level. So what we're going to do here is we need to find the hour of code maps, and let's try to open up this one here. Let's see if that's the right level. And yeah, that sounds the right one. Yeah, so what I'm going to do here, guys, I'm just going to duplicate this level, and I'm going to call level puzzle time demo or something. So we're going to be using this level just, you know, to create all sorts of puzzles. So I'm just going to drag and drop this guy in the puzzle here, right? And we're going to create a new folder here called maps or levels. It's called maps. Yeah, sure. Doesn't matter. As long as you know what it is, should be fine. Right, so the next thing I want to do here is I want to make sure that I open up this level. So it's taking a while to open. And one cool thing as well that I think I want to mention you guys here is that if you want to make sure that every time you open the engine in this level, what you got to do is you go to File, you're going to go here, to Project Settings, and you search for Maps. And in here, you have the editor startup map. So I'm just gonna drag and drop this guy here. Make sure you fill all those gaps. We don't have any server and any transition map, so we can leave it as it is. And there you go. So the next time you boot the engine, we're gonna come up in here. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna delete a couple of those items, and I'm gonna bring my player controller. Sorry, my player controller. No, my player starting point. It doesn't matter. So to make sure you can start in here, just tick this option here. What is it? Current camera location. So next time you press play, you started from this exact point here, right? Cool, nice. So I can do all my stuff here. Right, so we're gonna save everything, and now we need to set up a couple of options in the word settings. So let's go back here to the puzzle time here. Let's open up the game mode, right? And in the game mode, we're gonna click on our class, our puzzle time controller, and you see where we have player controller class. We're just gonna assign this here. And the next thing, I think we need to make sure that I'm just gonna save it. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go to my yes. So I'm gonna create a duplicate of this character, right? So I'm not gonna create a children, I'm gonna actually create a duplicate. I'm gonna call this BP Epic Puzzle Guy or something like this. Doesn't matter. So we're gonna drag and drop this dude here on the puzzle folder, and in here this is not a nice way of doing this, but we're trying to be very generic in here, so I don't know which character we're gonna use for your future. So what we're gonna do here, in order to keep it things simple, let's just drag and drop this guy inside the game mode, and then we see how it goes. Right, so I'm gonna select this guy here, and I'm gonna bring this on the, where is it, default player pawn. Right, cool. And now we have the state, we have everything. One more thing we need to do, we can close this now. We just need to make sure that we bring our game mode in here to our game mode override. Cool, nice. Now if you want to make sure, 100% sure that you're playing with the right character, what if you do here is when you go to the viewports, let me just open up here, I'm gonna add a cube, and I'm just gonna put a cube here and press play and see what happens. And if I should have the cube, I am playing with the right character. There you go, my cubey guy. Cool, nice. So with this in mind, now we have everything set up for our puzzle thing. So the idea here again is just that we create a duplicate of everything, so we don't need to worry about setting, about overhiding things that already exist. Yeah guys, so I think that's everything for this lesson. In the next one, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start to work out our components, our puzzle components, so we can attach to our controller, and we're gonna do a very simple interaction. We're gonna create a way of, player getting around something, and then that something interact with it in a very, let's say, dynamic or simplistic way, right? So I see you guys in the next one.